right? So these are the things which you have to see. Okay, like first we have to see how to start automation with the scratch, right? And how to design our automation with the controllers and how to program that controller. And probably nowadays we don't have like a visual hardwares, right? uh, what I mean is most of the hardware companies are in a closed situation. So maybe it's lockdown 4.0, but the thing is most of the companies are not in ready situation, so you cannot buy the controllers and you cannot work, right? So for that situation, we can work with the simulation. We need that simulations, right? So probably we will see one by one, right? Yeah. So what do you think about the automation? So automation is a thing without interference of our human control. Like if you are controlling an automatic door in a bus stand or bus stop. So when you comes to a MTC bus, the bus door will be automatically opens. So it's a open with like a semi-automatic machine. So probably the driver can control the door switch. So the switch will be open according to the control. So the motor will be driven by a particular controller. Right? So what are the things which need to complete an automation is like this. So you need an input for a bus door. We just giving the input like a button switch or whatever else mechanical switch, and we just processing the thing. So it's just a single way communication is directly we just driving the motor. The motor will open the door. Likewise, if you have multiple doors, probably the input will be shared by two motors. So it will be processed by a controller. So probably we have to shift with that, and we have the resultants. Whatever the things we need to automate, so that is what our output. Okay, so probably a simple automations of control unit. So here is a temperature sensors. So you just imagine that fire extinguisher is also an automation. Whenever the temperature will leads to some offset value, it will sense the signal. The signal will be processed by, yeah, the signal will be processed by your controller, and the controller will take necessary action to whatever things like sprinkling the water to control the flame like this, right? So for the automation, what is the main thing? We have to get the input from the users, or we have to get the input from the sensors, right? So we have a nearly a 230 number of sensors is available in the markets with the different configurations. So we can see one by one. So
இபாஸ் அப்ளை
I'm
பண்ண
not to go
சொல்லியிருந்தாங்க.
like much in like in
அதில் என்ன டீட்டெயில்ஸ் ஃபில் பண்ணேன்,
sensors. So most of the people
லிங்க்
are
இங்கிருந்து
asking. So
கிடச்சிது. இது
yesterday
ரெண்டும் எனக்கு
Rahul
அனுப்பணும்னா
put
ஒரு
a
அண்ணா
queries
கேட்குறாங்க,
like,
கம்பெனி
what are
ஆஃபர்
the things we
பண்ணிடுவேன்.
need to complete? What are the things you have required for our classes?
ஓகே,
So
என்னன்னு
most
ஃபில்
of the
பண்ணேன்?
people are asking about basic Arduino and what are the programming. So yeah, probably the next level will be
டிசைன்
like
பண்ணுற மாதிரி தான்
sensors,
வேணும்,
and we
ரிஜெக்ட்
have to
பண்ணணும்.
program how to sensors, right? Okay, so we have to know how
ஓகே
to start with like a controllers. First thing, for automation we need to process. We need to process means
ஓகே.
whatever the inputs which you receive from that uh, the human interference, whatever else, we have to take it up to like a binary or a decimal value, so that can be only understand by our motor or whatever else. Like if your motor is just no switching on or switching off, so this state will be we have to given by the controller. Then only we can reach our uh, automation and the things. But the problem with the controller is how to choose a controller is the most probable question from all the users. The thing is we have like a old controller like 8085 and microprocessor 8051. These are the things we have. But the problem is we have to program in a hex code manner. So probably most of the students are in a background of EC and second year and third year students. So you have completed your um, like microprocessor lab, right? So in that lab, you already programming for summing and additioning of some values with some 8085 processor. So probably you can see the input you cannot directly program by your normal language. So like if I want to add two numbers, probably I can directly type with add, and I have given that numbers, so it is easy for me. But the problem is 8085, like a controller, Intel microprocessor, that is 8085. We need to program with hex code language. So the language which we are speaking in English, it's not understand to that controller. But with the Arduino and uh, nano boards, Raspberry Pis, these are working in a normal speaking language and C programs. So probably it's very user friendly to speak with the peoples, and you can program easily by you. Okay, and the next problem, if you are programming with the controller like 8085 other things, like it's not a sophisticated controllers. So probably you can see that the input transfer to the controller. So probably you are programming that programs, and the program will be dumped into the controller, then only the controller behaves whatever you are programming. Are you agree with me? Right. The thing is, we have to transfer the data to the controller. Probably we need like data transfer cable to transfer the data. But the problem with 8085, you can see it's a large bus. So probably it's around 16 pins are there. If one of the pins are patched, probably you cannot transfer your data, right? And for each and every controller, there is different types of communication like RS-232. Likewise, it will goes on. So you need different cables to communicate with that. But probably with in the family of Arduino, most probably all the controllers we can program by our normal micro USB B-type controllers. Nowadays, Arduino Uno has also B-type controller, like B-type data transfer cable. So it's like user friendly. So in the olden days, your mobiles are using with the different charge pins, and most probably now all the smartphones with micro USB B-type as well as our C-type, the cable will come, right? So for our Arduino family, all the controllers are not probably all the controllers. Most of the controllers are now changed it into micro USB B type, and only has A to B cables. So these A to B cables also user friendly. So you can directly plug into your USB board, and the data will be directly transferred to the controller. So it's very too easy to transfer the data, right? And yeah, these are some families of Arduino. So Arduino Uno, Mega, Pro Mini. So why I'm choosing Arduino, we have the answers, right? So the thing is, we can communicate only through these different types of cable. It's very difficult to transfer, but with the Arduino, it's easy to transfer. And most probably the language. So the communicating language to compare to other controllers, Arduino has some interfaces like this. So it's ordinary C program. So you can program with yourselves with normal language. So you don't need to understand like a hex code. So probably hex code means like up to 9, it's normal number. After 9, it starts from A, B, C, D, E, F. So up to 16 only the value is there. So you can convert any of the value. You have to convert it into hex code. Then only you can communicate, right? So these are the problem with. So the Arduino sorted the problem, but the next problem is comes like how to choose this variety of controllers. So for my problem is I have to automate some machines. So I have list of controllers like this: Arduino Uno, Mega, Pro Mini, Nano, Lilybird, ESP8266, ESP32. So what should I choose for my purpose? So that is the next question should be arise, right? Yeah, most probably you can see the pinout of the each and every controller. So I'm just taking that Arduino Uno. So probably you can see the number of pins which is available there. So we have nearly 13 digital pins, okay, and nearly 5 analog pins, and we have supply pins. Like if you have a sensors, the sensors will run around 5 to 12 volt. So if it runs in a 5 volt, probably you can take the power from Arduino itself. You don't need to go for separate. Yeah, someone is asking question. Yeah, most welcome. Voices.
Yeah, I don't say that kind of
Okay,
problem.
so my voice is breaking. So anybody have any problems? Probably you can stop it here. Yeah.
I can't see any problem over here. If anyone over the participant side, if you have the same problem, mention it in the chat box.
Yeah. So Akshay Sharma, so probably you can see your network side. Yeah. Thank you.
If anyone else faces the same problem, you can mention it over the chat box.
Fine. Okay. Let's come into the Arduino. The problem is how to choose the controllers. So if I start with Arduino Uno, I have nearly 13 digital pins and analog pins around 5, and my supply pins are there. 5 volt supply pins are also there.
Yeah,
3.3. Some of the sensors are working in 3.3 volt. Probably for that condition, you don't need to go for a voltage power supply with the 3.3 volt, and you are just giving that input to the controller. No need. So probably
Yeah,
you can
Lakshmi
take
Padi,
that.
just a
Yeah.
minute. I have seen two more messages that they can't receive your audio.
Voice is breaking. Voice is not clear. Okay. Now, guys, you have any audio problems? Probably you can. Yeah. So my voice is not clear. You can mention that. So now my voice is clear. You can reply. Yeah.
Is it okay by now?
Bro, voice is clear. Thank you, Ravi. Yeah. Other participants?
Are you
Akshay?
guys still facing the same problem?
Khatija. Still my voice is not audible. Yeah, better now. Thank you.
Yeah, okay.
No. Okay, let's see. So probably it will getting correct while taking the classes. Yeah, it will get regulates. Yeah. So my screen is visible, Ragul?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we have a digital pins. So if you're choosing Arduino Nano, probably it has only nearly 7 digital pins and less than 5 analog pins. So purpose of your controller while choosing a particular application, it based upon number of input and output pins. Like if you want to control 13 LEDs, so if you want to turn on and turn off or turn on the LED, right? So these are my output devices. LED is my output. So I want to control 13 LEDs. Probably I need 13 digital pins in my system. So more than 13 pins or 13 pins in a controller, which I have to choose. So I have to control only 7 LED pins. Probably you can go with an Arduino Nano. So that is not a big issue. And if I want to controller, and that controller needs some communication protocols like Bluetooth or Wi-Fi, so probably you have to go with ESP32. So this controller has a Wi-Fi connectivity. Probably you can use for IoT likewise. So for LED blinking, I just need inbuilt control actions. No need to take the actions from outside of the world like IoT like things. So for that you need to go with Arduino itself, and so that's why most of the people are choosing Arduino Uno, right? And yeah, so it's around 15 minutes goes up. So I'm just stopping at here, full stop at here. So if you have any doubts, you have any queries like choosing the controller and what is automation and how to start with the automation, you can ask with the chat box. So probably I have to reply, and after we will continue our session. Yeah. So guys, I'm leaving to you. So not asking about my audio clarity. I'm asking about what are the things you have queries with, like starting with automation, choosing controller. Likewise, you have any doubts, you can ask. If you don't have, just reply as thumbs up or okay, whatever else. Yeah, you can reply in chat box. I'm leaving to you. So probably if you want to take one more time, like whatever the things you have doubt, you can ask. Yeah. Subhash, yeah. Rachana, yeah. Raghuvi, okay.
Yeah, Subhash, is my audio clear?
Yeah, so he has some network problem. Probably he
I
will
think
reply with
most of the participants can hear my audio. It's clear with Lakshmi Badi, I think. You should check your network connection.
Yeah, thank you, Ram. So
And
Naveen Pada 3. Okay, Naveen is asking questions like Arduino board having like a 3.3 volt input, like supply power, and 5 volt. How to select between them? What we should select for what? Okay. So if you are choosing 3.3 volt, if you are taking sensors like a T-Sharp and whatever else, sharp sensor, and these are the sensors which only like a sensitive sensors. These sensors are running only in a 3.3 volts. If we have given more than 3.3 volt, probably it will damage its insulation level, so the sensor getting damaged, right? and the sensors like PAR, ultrasonic sensors, and motion sensors, as well as IR sensors. These are the sensors which runs in a 5 volt. Okay, and probably you can choose 5 volt pins for that sensors. So whenever you are going with some sensors, probably you have to take a data sheet of a particular sensors, and you have to read what is the operating voltage of that sensors. So that operating limit of the sensors you have to decide before going to connect with Arduino. So either it is a 3.3, probably you can connect with 3.3. Uh, Probably it's more than 3.3, you can take with the 5 volt. So it's based upon the sensor's operating voltage limits. Yeah. Hope I clear your queries, right? Yeah, thank you. Fine. Participant have any other questions? Probably you can ask. Otherwise, I will continue with my Arduino codings and starting with Arduino codings. Yeah. Okay, so I believe participants have any queries. So if you have any queries, no problem. Yeah, thank you, Akshay Sharma. Proceed, sir. Yeah. So probably you have any queries. The next 20 minutes, after next 20 minutes, I will come back to you. You can any question you can ask with yourselves. Yeah. So yeah, I'm starting with Arduino Uno. Why should be I'm starting with Arduino Uno? Is base board is, and it has nearly 13 digital pins. So you have not sophisticated board like other boards. So it's a easy board. You can see what are the boards which are available. That is a digital pin. It has a separate compound, and there is an analog pins. So it is in a rugged condition we can use, as well as we can program very easily and like other boards. But the problem is compared to other boards, this board has some qualities, like we have inbuilt LEDs to control, and we have some variety of 5 analog pins. So while starting with Arduino Uno, it's like whatever the sensors we want to interface, directly you can interface. Like it has a provision of 3.3 as well as 5. So you can probably start with very basic level. Yeah, we prefer Arduino Uno, right? Fine. Yeah, the pins are there. So people are asking like, what is digital pins, what is analog pins, right? So probably you are looking like if you want to open a door or close a door, you have to give inputs like open or close, which means we have to fully open the door, we have to fully close the door, right? So like this, we have to control any output devices like LEDs, relays. So probably some other people don't have any idea about relays. So I will come back to that. And motors, like normal BO motors, like your toy motors. If you want to control for your particular application, yeah. So for that, we have to control in a particular manner of switching on and switching off. That is the main control, right? If you want to turn on the LEDs or turn off the LEDs. So for that application, we have to go with the digital pins. For analog pins, if you want to open the door in a particular angle, like I want to open the door in a 30 degree or 20 degree. So likewise, we have to give inputs like or outputs like moving the door in a 30 degree manner, right? Likewise, if you want to control a particular motor, so if you have any, most probably some other people hear about the servo motors, right? So if you want to control the motor in a particular angle, probably you can go with analog pins and you can control with that, right? Right. And these are the pins which are taken for as well as input as well as output. So you can use with as a input, like if you want to get the data from the sensors. So whenever the sensors are getting activated, it will give 5 volt. Likewise, we want to take the input and we can process that input, and we can take the necessary action to control the boards like okay. So these are the digital pins, and yeah, I'm already told about that. So this is a controller board, and this IC is the controller. That IC is a Atmega 320p. So I don't want to explain the physical condition of the boards. Probably you can search with internet, you can find. It's somewhat boring. So most probably I'm starting with coding. So how to program a controller and how to control actions we have to take. That's will we have to see, right? And this is a power jack. Yeah. So you can energize your controller through this power jack, and you have to transfer the data through this USB port. And whenever you have program, the program may stuck with some of the points. It will not reset. Like your phone will be hang. So probably what you have to do, you just remove your battery and you just connect again like this, or you have to switch off your phone. Likewise, the controller also stuck with some program points. So probably we have to reset particular program. So the controller will restart the program and start running again. So for that purpose, we are using the reset button. So these are the basic details which you want to know about the controller. So whatever you are choosing a controller, if you are choosing, so this is the Arduino Uno. Probably if you are choosing ESP32, this is the ESP32. So you have to looking for how many digital pins, how many analog pins, and what are the pins which is required for my purpose of control action, and what are the reset pins are there, and what is the communication protocol. Here it is a USB B type, normal B type cable. So probably you can start with that. Yeah, hope you clear with Arduino board. And you have any doubt with board structure or how to choose with the board, you can ask with the chat box. I will reply and continue. And start with program next episode. Yeah, probably I'm leaving to you guys. You have any doubts, you can ask. Yeah. Probably you can unmute yourselves and you can ask. Yeah. No problem to us. If it is okay, just gives any thumbs up or a symbolic representation, then I can easily proceed. Yeah. Yeah. Akshay Sharma. Thank you. Thank you guys. Okay. Fine. Okay, starting with programming. Right. So for 8085 controller, you have to program like some hex codes. For Arduino, the structure will be looking like this. So yeah, without slide, I'm just going to Arduino. So probably you get a clear idea. So once you create a new program, it will looking like this. So void setup and void loop. Okay, this void setup will help to set up in your pin modes. So what is pin modes? Probably if you want to make some controller motor or controller LED pins or controller for any input pins, probably you have to choose a pins. So we have the Arduino boards. That Arduino board has nearly 13 digital pins and nearly 5 analog pins. Totally we have 18 pins, right? So we have to choose which pins you want to process the data. Are you getting me? So you have to choose nearly what are the pins which is required for your processing. Like if you want to, already I'm told like, yeah. So for that we have to record the sensor detail of a particular sensor. Here we just record one sensor pins, okay, and we have to sense the signal. For sending we have need one particular output pin, and yeah. So for output signal, the control action will be taken by some other devices. So we need single input pin and single output pin, right? Probably we have to choose 2 pins for the programs. So likewise, you have to define what is the pin which is required for your processing. That is, you have to define it here. Fine. Yeah. And so most probably most of the people don't have any idea about the Arduino. So for that easiness, I'm just choosing Arduino blinking program. So what is blinking program means? If you want to make an LED blink like on and off, probably you have to take a battery and you have to connect the LED and you have to disconnect the LED. So for that, we have to manually connect, which means we have to manually switching on the LED and switching off the LED. So probably we have to change that manual control to automatic control. Yeah, we can make a programs. So I will show how to make. So I have nearly 13 pins in a digital manner. So I have to choose one of the pins for my program, right? So this is the pin number 1, pin number 2, pin number 7, up to pin number 13 is there. So my favorite number is 7, so I'm starting with pin number 7. So for that pin number, I have to program, like in that pin number 7, I have to connect my LED and the LED will be glown on and glown off, right? Right. So LED is not an input device. We have to use for our output, right? So probably we have to define the 7th pin as our output. So guys, carefully looking on that, it is a case sensitive. For a pin mode, the M is capital, and output you have to choose all the things in a capital, right? Okay. And I'm just connecting, yeah. So end of every pin mode selection, you have to make a semicolon to like end of the statements. Fine. So for LED blinking, for one LED I need only one output port. So I choose that output port. Fine. This double slash will help to represent your programs. Like this double slash will not include to your program. It's just for your reference. So this 7th pin I am using for the output. So once you close the program, probably you don't know what is I'm done with my program. So if you are making note of that, probably you can make note like making double slash. So this double slash will help to identify what is the purpose of this statement. So this purpose of the statement is 7th pin user for output. Clear? Yeah. So I'm just selecting my pin, that is setup is done. Okay. Now loop. So what is the automation which I have to make? I want to switch on and to switch off. So this is a continuous cycle which I have to make. So for that continuous cycle I have to make, for that I have to go with some other loop options. So probably you have to go with loop. Yeah, the process will be repeat again and again. Fine. Yeah. First thing we have to make the 7th pin as a 5 volt. Then only the LED will be blown on. Then I have to remove that 5 volt into 0 volt. Then only the LED will be blown off. Right? Yeah. First I have to make my LED brighter, which means glowing. So for that I have to write my pin. So what is the write my pin? I have to control my pin. Okay. So for that statement is digital write. Okay. So what is I have to do? 7th pin should make us high. So high means here the high voltage is around 5 voltage. That is we have to make like this. Clear? Fine. My 7th pin is getting lighter. Fine. But how many times? How much times it will be glown on? Like I want to make my LED glown on for 1 second. Probably you have to make this command will not leave for 1 second. This command will be regained, which means this command will not goes off. This command will be remain for 1 second. For that we have to make this command as a delay. So we just stopping the command. No other commands will be interrupting this command. So for that we are just making a delay. So probably in a Arduino, that Arduino need like working in a microseconds. So for that 1 second we have to display this value in 1,000. So whatever the value which you are giving at here, it take it as microseconds. Probably if you are entering as 100, it's 100 microseconds. It's nearly 0.1. Probably you cannot see the blinking, right? So in a fraction of second it will be on and it really goes off. So you don't see that. So for that 1 second I'm just making. Yeah, I'm just, yeah. So once the lighter is on, probably for blinking action we have to turn off that LED, right? The same command which I'm repeating for here also. But the thing is I have to turn off my LED for 1 second. Okay. So what are the things which you are done with this program? You can write for your reference here. It is turn on my LED, right? I'm just making for your reference. This is not mandatory. So once you get clear idea with your program, so you don't need to go with like a reference for your conditions. Yeah, I'm just turn off my LED. The statement for my turn offing LED. Clear? So once my program is done, I have to verify with my program. It's just like a 6-sentence program, so probably you don't need to check. Anyway, I'm just showing how to verify the program. So there is a right mark in your left corner. Yeah, so probably you can verify. So what you can see at here, this program will start with converting this value into hex code. So it defines the user defined language converted into hex code and probably process this value. And we are using 2% of the programs. We just only 928 bytes. So some of the people's like asking questions like, how many sentences which I have to make with some programs? Probably we are just covering 2% of the program. So nearly 98% of the space we don't use at here. Yeah. So it's nearly goes of 32256 bytes. So you can type in a single program of 32256 bytes, nearly around 32,000 bytes we can type. Okay. Yeah. So once the program is verified, it shows done compiling. It has some errors, like if I'm removing some syntax like a semicolon I have removed, so it will shows errors like this. So don't panic on this error. Probably if your goes up, it will shows what is the error which you are looking for. So the expected symbol is around a semicolon for the delay, but the thing is it's not available for that. So you have to find where is I leaving my semicolons right now. So where is I'm leaving my semicolon? Yeah, here. And if you are making any syntax error, like instead of W caps, I'm making W small. The syntax itself don't show any colored one. So probably you can identify here we are making some mistakes right now, right? Yeah. So the compiling is done. Probably I have to connect my controller and I have to show visually the LED is glowing on and glowing off. So most probably we don't have controllers right now. So people are in the home. We don't prepare for these pandemic situations, right? So we have some softwares like Proteus. It's an offline software. You can program by yourselves and you can see what is the output here. So you don't have softwares. So we have some online tools. That online tool shows visually what is your program make with the interfaces. So I'm just copying the program. Okay. Yeah. So some of the people have doubt with program. So once I'm clearing with the doubts of program, we will go with how to make it simulation. Yeah. So I make a pull stop at here. So probably you have questions with the program. Yeah, you can ask right now. Yeah. Guys, I'm leaving to you. So you have any doubts with programming the file? Yeah, probably you have. I'm just mentioning that here. You have any doubts? You can ask right now. Yeah. Okay, Uchit Modi. Yeah, thank you. No. Yeah, guys in the meeting. Yeah, you have any doubts? You can ask. Yeah. Aman Jain. Yeah, you have any doubts? Thank you. Thank you for your response, Aman. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. So I believe so people in the meeting has clear with this conversation. Yeah. Probably we will start with how to import the program for simulation. Yeah. Fine. So you don't have any doubts in the program. Yeah. Right now this is a program which are writing for blinking LED. So probably we have to see visually connect with the Arduino boards, and we have to connect with LED, and we have to connect with the resistors and see what is the output of this program. So right now we don't have any boards with yourself. So there is some website which readily available in online. Probably I'm just posting the link. So guys, Rahul will post up the link.
Okay.
And the website is Tinkercad. Yeah, it's a Autodesk product, so it will help to visualize your output of the program, like in the simulations. And yeah, so once Rahul post the link, don't try with yourselves, right? Once the programs which I've done, you can try by yourself. I'm leaving to you. You can try by yourself. Until that, you just listen. What is we have done with that? Okay, clear? Okay. So yeah, this is a Tinkercad. So probably if you are creating the account, this will be looking like this. So this is not only for simulation of electronic circuits. Not only, there is some options for 3D designs. These are things which can make. So probably now our purpose is to making a circuits, and circuit may have to simulate, right? So I'm just go to create new circuit. Right. So these are the components which is given by the Autodesk. So probably you can choose your components. So it has Arduino, it has some vibration motor, it has some breadboard. So what are the components which you are practically doing in yourself with the lab? So these are available at online itself. So probably you can connect and interface the components. I will teach you later. So probably you can see what is the output of the results. So you don't want to make purchasing a board and you have to connect that board whether it is working or not. No need. So you can check and validate with yourself by the simulation itself. Fine. Yeah. So the first thing, what is the things which you need for our simulation? What are the things? Can you list out in the chat box? What are the things which need for our like simulation? Yeah. Yeah. Arduino and LED. Yeah. Simple. Yeah. Arduino, LED, and breadboard, Arduino board, jumper wires. Fine. These are the basic components which is required for our circuit design. So first thing which I need is LED. It's readily available at here. So I'm just placing that LED. Okay. And if you want to change the color, so you don't like red, you have to go with the orange. So you can change. My favorite is green. Just change it to green. Yeah. Fine. The next thing is we need Arduino. We have Arduino boards. We can place the Arduino boards right here. Fine. Right. So what is the connection which you have to make is we have to connect with our anode with positive and we have to connect with cathode with our negative. Right. Yeah. So the thing is this pin will give the 7th pin which are programs. Once it will be high, it will give positive 5 volt, and once it will give low, it will give offer 0 volt. So most probably this is a positive pin of the LED. So you have to connect with anode and cathode. We have to ground. So then only the LED will glow. So what does that mean is whenever we have to give a closer path, then only the LED will be glow on. So you're just giving that 5 volt, this LED will not turn on. So probably you have to give a closer path, then only we have to connect. So probably in Arduino board itself there is a ground point. So it will be gives a closer path to the program. Yeah. So the connection will be looking like this. Probably if you want to connect a resistor, yeah, probably you can connect. But the problem is this LED will run in a 5 volt itself. So it's not a bigger issue for us. So in a real time, some of the LEDs are working in a 3 volt. So for that only we have to go with the resistors. So you can add resistor in cathode or anything. For simplicity, I'm just giving like this, right? Fine. So now we have to program this code. So there is a blocks which is readily available for the program. So yeah, probably if you want to start with the program in a blocks, so that is very easy. So you have to select the pin which you want to high. So probably we are selecting the pin as 7, right? So that pin which you have to select at here, and we have to what is the time which is waiting for here. So it's very simple. Then the Arduino coding. So probably, and for a company which you are working for, like any MNCs, like, so they don't much concentrate on blocks. They are concentrating on the real-time codes. Yeah. So probably the real-time codes will be looking like this text which are typing at here. So for a beginner, I'm just suggesting these blocks to learn the program. Yeah, probably you can start with here and you can learn. For a student point of view, for the intermediate perspective, you can program like here. So it's like normal Arduino program. So I'm just pasting what is the program which we have done. So we just selecting the 7th pin, yeah, and we just selecting the 7th pin high. Yeah, probably the bracket is not there. Yeah. So this is the program which you have done for that LED, right? So probably you can make a debugger to debug to how to this Arduino will be debugged at here. Yeah, you just start the simulation. You can see what is happening to our LED. Hope my screen is visible. Yeah. this LED will be glown on and glown off for 1 second and 1 second, right? I'm just stopping the simulation. So I want to make the LED very fast blinking manner. Probably you have to change the time, delay time. So I'm just changing into 500. So probably your LED will be on for 500 and off for 500. So the blinking time will be more. So it's not, probably you can see, probably I'm just changing to 200. You can see it's very fast blinking. Yeah. Just stopping the simulation. Hope it is visible to you. The thing is, once the seventh pin is high for 200 milliseconds and low for 200 milliseconds, so the cathode remains constant. So it will give 5 volt for 200 milliseconds in a time interval. So that is what it will be shows. So we have like serial monitors it here. What is the output right now, and what is the plot value which we can see at here. So these are the things we will see by one sensor, right? So for blinking LED, this is the output look like this. So it's like a closed automation. So without any human interference, it will be turn on and turn off. Right now, what are the time which are programmed. So likewise, we can program like automating doors, like automating switching devices. Likewise, we can do. Yeah, probably we will start with one sensor and we will complete the program. Yeah, up to till now, you have any queries? You have any doubts with starting the simulation and importing the code to the simulation? So probably it's simple. You just changing to text and you're just pasting the code. Probably if you want to work with the blocks, yeah, probably you can change into the blocks, like which LED which you want to choose for the like turn on and turn off. Here the LED is to be blink. So here it's start with high and you have to start with low. Likewise, we have to start blinking LED and start blinking LED off. So this is a LED blink. Yeah, I'm just showing how to start the code. Delete the block. I'm just deleting the block. So first thing, we have to set the pin, right? I want to set the pin as 7th pin. Okay, high for 1 second. Same block. I want to set the 7th pin low for a particular time. It's very easy to learn. Yeah, probably I'm starting the simulation. You can see this is a code right now. So for 1 second it will be glown on and glown off. No, I don't want to make a 1 second interval. I want to make 0.1 second interval. Yeah, you can make. I'm starting the simulation like this. So I believe people are very easy with blocks. Yeah, it's easy to learn. Yeah, for basic level you can start with here right now. Fine. For intermediate level, I suggested to people start with text and working on text. So if you typing with the block, that block will be converted into code. So which you are making it somewhat different with this, right? Like this, it will be goes up. Yeah. So I want to make a full stop at here. So I'm speaking much on time. So I'm leaving to you guys. You have any queries? Yeah. What if the